Once, long ago, in a land far away, there lived four little characters who ran through a maze looking for cheese to nourish them and make them happy. Two were mice named Sniff and Scurry, and two were little people, beings who were as small as mice, but who looked and acted a lot like people today. Their names were Hem and Hoa. Due to their small size, it would be easy not to notice what four of them were doing. But if you looked close enough, you could discover the most amazing things. Every day, the mice and the little people spent time in the maze looking for their own special cheese. The mice, Sniff and Scurry, possessing only simple wooden brains but good instincts, searched for the hard-nibbling cheese they liked, as mice often do. The two little people, Ham and Hoa, used their brain, filled with their many beliefs, to search for the very different kind of cheese with a capital C, which they believed would make them feel happy and successful. As different as the mice and little people were, they shared something in common. Every morning they each put on their jogging suits and running shoes, left their little homes, and raced out into the maze looking for their favorite cheese. The maze was labeled of corridor and chamber, some containing delicious cheese, but there were also dark corners and blind others later now here. It was an easy place for anyone to get lost. However, for those who found their way, the maze held a secret that let them enjoy a better life. The mice, Sniff and Scurry, used the simple but inefficient trial and error method of finding cheese. They ran down one corridor, and if we provide empty, they turned them down another. Sniff would smell out the general direction of the cheese using the great nose, and Scurry would be head. They got lost, as you might expect. Went off the wrong direction and often bumped into a wall. However, the two little people, Ham and Hoa, used a different method that relied on their ability to think and learn from their past experience, although they would sometimes get confused by their beliefs and emotions. Eventually, in their own way, they all discovered what they were looking for. They each found their own kind of cheese one day at the end of the corridor in Cheese Station C. Every morning after that, the mice and little people dressed in their learning gear and headed off their Cheese Station C. It wasn't long before they established their own routine. Sniff and Scurry continued to walk early every day and race through the maze, always following the same route. When they arrived at their destination, the mice took off their running shoes, tied them together, and hung them around their necks, so they could get to them quickly whenever they needed them again. Then they enjoyed the cheese. In the beginning, Ham and Hoa also raced toward Cheese Station C every morning to enjoy the taste now. Morsels that awaited them. But after a while, a different routine set in for the little people. Ham and Hoa awoke each day a little later, dressed a little slower, and walked to Cheese Station C. After all, they knew where the cheese was now and how to get there. They had no idea where the cheese came from or who put it there. They just assumed it would be there. As soon as Ham and Haw arrived at Cheese Station C each morning, they settled in and made themselves at home. They hung up their jogging suit, put away their running shoes, and put on their slippers. They became very comfortable now that they had found the cheese. "This is great," Ham said. "There's enough cheese here to last us forever." The little felt happy and success, and though they were now secure. It wasn't too long before Ham and Hoa regaled the cheese they found at Cheese Station C as their cheese. It was such a large store of cheese that they eventually moved their home to be close to it and built a social life around it. To make themselves feel more at home, Ham and Hoa decorated the wall with sayings and even drew pictures of cheese around them, which made them smile. One read, "Having cheese makes you happy. Having cheese makes you happy." Sometimes Ham and Hoa would take their friends by to their pile of cheese at Cheese Station C and point to it pride, saying, "Pretty nice cheese, huh?" Sometimes they shared it with their friends, and sometimes they didn't. To discover this cheese, Ham said, "We certainly had to walk long and hard enough to find it." He picked up the nice, fresh piece and ate it. After work, Ham fell asleep as he often did. Every night the little people would waddle home, frog cheese, and every morning they would confidently return for more. This went on for quite some time. After a while, Ham's and Hoa's confidence grew into a grown arrogance and success. Soon they became so comfortable they didn't even notice what was happening. As time went on, Sniff and Scurry continued their routine. They arrived there early each morning and sniffed and scratched and scurried around Cheese Station C, inspecting the area to see that there had been any cheese from the day before. Then they would sit down to nibble on the cheese. One morning they arrived at cheese station C and discovered there was no cheese. They weren't surprised since Sniff and Scurry had noticed the supply of cheese had been getting smaller every day. They were prepared for the They looked at each other, moved. They were prepared. They were prepared for another surprise since Sniff and Scurry noticed supply to cheese getting smaller every day. They were prepared for the inevitable, knew instinctively what to do. They looked at each other, removed the rinse shoes their time together, hung convenient around their neck, put them on their feet, and the mice did not overline to the mind. The problem and the answer were both same. The situation in the cheese station C and changed. So, Sniff and Scurry decided to change. They both looked around in the maze. Then Sniff lifted his nose, sniffed, and nodded to Scurry, who took along to the maze, while Sniff followed as fast as he could. They were quickly off in search of new cheese. Later that same day, Ham and Hoa arrived at cheese station C. They had not been put attention to small change of their place each day, so they took for granted their cheese would be there. They were unprepared for what they found. What? No cheese? Ham yelled. He continued yelling, no cheese? No cheese? As though if he shouted louder, someone would be put back. Who moved my cheese? He hollered. Finally, he put his hands on his lips, his face turned red, and screamed at the top of his voice. It's not fair. Hoa just shook his head in disbelief. He too had counted on finding cheese station C. He stood there for a long time, frozen with shock. He was just not ready for this. Ham was yelling something, but Hoa didn't want to hear it. He didn't want to deal with what was facing him. He tuned everything out. Little people behavior was not very attractive, productive, but it was understandable. Finding cheese wasn't easy, and it made Grant to deal more with little people than just having enough of it to eat every day. Finding cheese was a little people's of the group of getting what they thought they needed to be happy. They had their own ideas of cheese meant to them depending on their taste. For some, finding cheese was having material things. For others, enjoying good health or developing a spiritual sense of well-being. For Hoa, cheese just meant to be safe, having a loving family someday, and living in a cozy cottage and sheltered lane. To him, cheese would become a big cheese, Charles or other, a new big house, a tall camembert hill, because she was important to them. Two little people spent a long time trying to decide what to do. All they could think of to keep looking around cheese station C to see if cheese was really gone. Well, Sniff and Scurry had quickly moved on. Ham and Hoa continued to Ham and Hoa. Hoa started to get depressed. What would happen if the cheese wasn't there tomorrow?